Good morning. Today I will read Genesis chapter 19. The two angels arrived at Sodom in the evening. Before we saw that Abraham was praying, was talking with God, trying to stop him from destroying the Sodom. But even if God made a deal with Abraham, and if he would find 20, if he would find 10 righteous men in the Sodom, God will not destroy the Sodom. For the sake of 10, I will not destroy it. When the Lord had finished speaking with Abraham, he left, and Abraham returned home. So now we read those three men who were talking with Abraham, and Abraham welcomed them very well with food, with they said that next year in the same period Sarai will have a child. Sarai and Abraham will have a child. Okay, let's read. The two angels arrived at Sodom in the evening. So they were angels. Two angels, there were three men. One of them was God in person, and the other two men were two angels. The two angels arrived at Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gateway of the city. Lot was there. He moved there. He chose that path, and it was not very cool. He was looking just at material stuff, but not at important stuff such as morality. And Lot was sitting in the gateway of the city. When he saw them, he got up to meet them and bowed down with his face to the ground. "My lords," he said, "please turn aside to your servant's house. You can wash your feet and spend the night, and then go on your way early in the morning." Wow, he was very welcomed. He welcomed very well the people, like Abraham. "No," they answered, "we will spend the night in the square." But he insisted so strongly that they did go with him and entered his house. Why did he do that? We will see why. He prepared a meal for them, baking bread without yeast. And they ate. Without yeast. Yeast. That in Romania, drojdie. Or something that can that make the flour and water with the flour mix to grow up. But it is a ferment, so the yeast is a ferment. So in the law of God, Old Testament from the Moses. It will be next. the east will be looked like something not good. Okay, and they ate. Before they had gone to bed, all the men from every part of the city of Sodom, both young and old, surrounded the house. Wow, what happened here? They called to Lot, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us so that we can have sex with them." Whoa, 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 whoa. So much immorality, so much the Sodom was very immoral. That's why Lot insisted that so strongly to enter in his house to not happen something like that, to avoid. But look at what happened here. Bring them out to us so that we can have sex with them. The kind of sodomites, the men are looking for men, and that LGBT thing, and very immoral and very against God. Lot went outside to meet them and shut the door behind him and said, "No, my friends. Oh, why is he telling them my friends? Don't do this wicked thing. Look, I have 2 daughters who have never slept with a man." Whoa, in that immoral city, he had 2 daughters who have never slept with a man. "Let me bring them out to you, and you can do what you like with them." Whoa, he sacrificed even his daughters. "But don't do anything to these men, for they have come under the protection of my roof." Why is he doing that? Why is he risking his family to protect those men? Get out of our way, they replied. Oh, they don't want girls, they want boys. Men, not... I have not much words how to say. It is very, very bad. "Get out of our way," they replied. And they said, "This fellow came here as an alien, and now he wants to play the judge. We'll treat you worse than them." They kept bringing pressure on Lot and moved forward to break down the door. But the man inside reached out and pulled Lot back into the house and shut the door. Then they struck the men who were at the door of the house, young and old, with blindness, so that they could not find the door. The 2 men said to Lot, "Do you have anyone else here, sons-in-law, sons or daughters, or anyone else in the city who belongs to you? Get them out of here, because we are going to destroy this place." The outcry of the Lord against against its people is so great that he has sent us to destroy it. Wow. Now Lot, he sees that those men are not just men, are angels. And maybe he knew that a bit, or I really don't know. Why he protected them so much that even he almost reached his daughters. So Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, who were pledged to marry his daughters. Also, they had some sons-in-law. He said, "Hurry and get out of this place, because the Lord is about to destroy the city." But his sons-in-law thought he was joking. Why? I mean, does Lot did Lot joke before with them that they don't take him seriously? Maybe, I don't know. With the coming of dawn, the angels urged Lot, saying, "Hurry, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, or you will be swept away when the city is punished." When he hesitated, the man grasped his hand and the hands of his wife and of his 2 daughters and led them safely out of the city, for the Lord was merciful to them. He protected them, so they protected him too. He hesitated, but the man grasped his hand and the hands of his wife and of his 2 daughters and led them safely out of the city, for the Lord was merciful to them. Wow, it's interesting. As soon as they had brought them out, one of them said, "Flee for your lives. Don't look back and don't stop anywhere in the plain. Flee to the mountains, or you will be swept away." But Lot said to them, "No, my lords, please. Your servant has found a favor in your eyes, and you have shown great kindness to me in sparing my life. But I can't flee to the mountains. The disaster will overtake me and I'll die." But why Lot he do that? I really don't know. In the mountains, maybe it was Abraham, or I really don't know. "Look, here is a town near enough to run to, and it is small. Let me flee to it. It is very small, isn't it? Then my life will be spared." He said to him, "Very well, I will grant this request too. I will not overthrow the town you speak of. But flee there quickly, because I cannot do anything until you reach it." That is why the town was called Zoar. By the time Lot reached Zoar, the sun had risen over the land. Then the Lord rained down burning sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah from the Lord out of the heavens. Thus he overthrew those cities and the entire plain, including all those living in the cities, and also the vegetation in the land. But Lot's wife looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. Why Lot's wife looked back? Maybe her heart was in Sodom. because of that sulfur, she became a pillar of salt. Early the next morning Abraham got up and returned to the place where he had stood before the Lord. He looked down toward Sodom and Gomorrah. So in the mountain was Abraham, I think. But Lot didn't want to meet him, I think. Why that? He looked down toward Sodom and Gomorrah, toward all the land of the plain, and he saw dense smoke rising from the land, like smoke from a furnace. That land was very, very beautiful, but like the Egypt days, Lot said before this thing happened. And that there is the Dead Sea. Why the Dead Sea is dead? It is because of this thing that Sodom and Gomorrah was there near the Dead Sea. So when God destroyed the cities of the plain, he remembered Abraham, and he brought Lot out of the catastrophe that overthrew the cities where Lot had lived. Why did Lot didn't want to come at Abraham again? They were rich. Before that, Lot was maybe almost equal with Abraham in the economic things, in the richness, but now it was just him and his daughters. Maybe nothing, had nothing else. He lost everything. Maybe they had a bit, maybe they didn't just run away without anything, but I think, yeah, because he hesitated, and the man grasped his hand and the hand of his wife and of his two daughters. Lot and his two daughters left Zoar and settled in the mountains. Why? For he was afraid to stay in Zoar. That catastrophe that happened is like an atomic bomb or something. So they wanted to run away from that. But even the angels told him, run away further, but Lot insisted to go in Zoar, to stay in Zoar. But yeah, he and his two daughters lived in a cave. Wow. The fear, it is not good. It can destroy you. He could go to Abraham, and Abraham, for sure, he would welcome him very well. One day the older daughter said to the younger, "Our father is old, and there is no man around here to lie with us, as is the custom all over the earth. Let's get our father to drink wine and then lie with him and preserve our family line through our father. Wow! They came out from the Sodom, and those girls learned stuff that are not moral, immoral stuff, very immoral. I mean, they were sleeping man with a man, and not just sleeping. Look at that. Look at what happened. They were forced. Anyone who came there at night would come. Compared to that, what the two daughters do, it's far not. It's not that bad, but it is very bad. It is against God. That night they got their father to drink wine, and the older daughter went in and lay with him. He was not aware of it when she lay down or when she got up. Lot was not in his mind anymore. They got their father to drink wine. He lost everything he had. Only those two daughters remained. He had no wife anymore, and he saw that what happened, and not just that, but he had two daughters, and he didn't realize that he still had something important, something precious in those his two daughters. But he didn't care much about them, so he became depressed. And like Noah did before, after the flood, after the great flood, when all the humanity died, he remained him with his wife and his three sons with their wives, and he got drunk too. Here Lot got drunk, but the girls gave their father to drink wine. The next day, the older daughter said to the younger, "Last night I lay with my father. Let's get him to drink wine again tonight, and you go in and lie with him so we can preserve our family line through our father." So they got their father to drink wine that night also, and the younger daughter went and lay with him. Again, he was not aware of it when she lay down or when she got up. He was not present. So both of Lot's daughters became pregnant by their father. Even if those girls was never meet a man, even if they lived in Sodom, their father protected them to be virgin. But after the catastrophe happened, he wasn't present anymore. So look what happened. So both of Lot's daughters came pregnant by their father. The older daughter had a son, and she named him Moab. He's the father of the Moabites of today. The younger daughter also had a son, and she named him Ben-Ami. He is the father of the Ammonites of today. And those two how to say, those two countries, not countries, group of people will be enemies with the Jewish people, with the Hebrews in the future. Why happened that? Why not maybe, Lot could come at Abraham, and he could not, Abraham would take care of him for sure, would have taken care of him for sure. Why? Because Abraham even fought for him to rescue him from those armies when the Sodom and Gomorrah and other countries were fighting they and the other ones. Maybe Lot was a bit welcomed because of the Abraham, a bit welcomed in the Sodom, because Abraham rescued the people from there before. But even if they were wicked, and those girls, they could marry with some of Abraham people of son, with Ishmael, or with the boy who would be born after that. Who will be born? Sorry. Okay, a tragedy was like a chain. If you don't stop it, if you don't realize, if you don't wake up, the depression would make you to would lead you to the next tragedy and to the next tragedy, and it is like a chain until you will be destroyed in total. So you must stop it, wake up, and try to live the present. Try to see not just the bad part that happened, but to see the good part always. To never lose hope and faith. That can be, even if you're in your ruin, it can be a sparkle there. when you stop, how to say, when you try to, if your fire, your light is just a smoke, don't lose hope, because from a coal to another, it can start the fire again and the light. I don't know much English, that's why it is hard to explain it. I hope you understand what I wanted to say. The smoke it just make you blind. It just make you not breathe fresh air to yeah. But if that smoke if you don't lose hope, that fireplace, or how to say, that now it's just smoking, it hurts your vision, your eyes, make your eyes to sometimes to cry. It makes you to breathe that, to not breathe anymore the fresh air, and that smoke, it will pat you down if you lose the hope and the faith. But even in that tragedy, in that smoke, there can be a sparkle. That can start the fire again and enlight your life. Yeah, what I wanted to say is, if it comes a tragedy in your life, never lose hope. Because of look at what you have, what you still have, because in there, for sure, there is a sparkle that you cannot see it because of the smoke, but look clear, try to look in front of you, and you will find the way of light to enlighten you. Okay, may the God enlighten me in the next chapter 2, and if God wants, you will see me in the next chapter 2. God bless you all. Goodbye.